So Dixon has the lead as they work their way past the fountain. That's turns 2 and 3.
Oh, that's tight right there. You're not going to go 2 abreast for very long.
Oh, no, Kimball!
What did I tell you? And that is Charlie. That will put him out.
And that's 2 races in a row. Kimball went out on the first lap at St. Pete.
I could see that brewing immediately. I said, you're not going to go 2 abreast for very long. And Willpower looks like he might have a bent A-arm.
Yeah, but
Charlie's car, the rear suspension is broken, the rear wing is broken, side pod, but this is disastrous for Willpower. Obviously, front wing broke, but that front toe out could be bent as well.
A race a year ago, not 1 caution. They didn't even get through turn 5 before the first caution came out this year.
Look for guys to start pitting now. Look at that front A-arm. Is it bent, Townsend? I see down here in the corner right here. It looks like it's bent down in there where it goes into the tub. So this
look
is
at Will
disastrous.
Powers waving like he's going to be able to continue, but that looks like a severe impact.
And for the 2nd race in a row, Charlie Kimball involved in an early incident on track. Charlie, what happened?
Yeah, I went through the fountain and got a pretty good exit. I think I got clear of the 12 car. I thought I was clear. Went into turn 4 and about the apex, he got into the back of me and turned me, put me into the wall pretty heavy. It's frustrating because the Novo Nordisk team, the 83 crew, worked so hard this weekend. We didn't have a great day Friday, but we had a really good day yesterday, ending up 7th in qualifying, less than 100th out of the fast 6. So I feel for these guys. They worked so hard all weekend. We had a fast race car, and unfortunately, when you're street racing like you are here at Long Beach, these things happen. But it caught me out at St. Pete, caught me out here. So hopefully we're saving up some luck for Barber, Phoenix, and then especially at Indianapolis.
Charlie will watch his teammate fight for the lead now. Marty?
They were slipping and sliding, so we're going to find out if Elio's car is still good enough on blacks to be able to hold off Will Power, who will put the reds on when he comes in.
There was a little bit of a hand signal there from Hinchcliffe. Did you catch that, Scott? Is that you use that in Canada?
I was going to say that's not Canadian, but he's Canadian. But Spencer Pigot was the car that went by. Remember, Spencer had that problem in the pit lane, and he has been one of the quickest cars on the racetrack as I've been watching the times here. So he's certainly got a car underneath him that's capable of going very fast.
And it looks like Hinchcliffe is suffering a little bit with his handling right now.
As we watch the cars go through here, guys, the car on the very top, okay, which is Jay Howard. We're going to roll this through now. Well, look at Jay. He's already way off the line. He's off the dark patch of the racetrack, which we call the racing line. He's up in the gray. He's lost control of the car. He's hoping he's not going to hit the wall. He impacts the wall, comes off the wall, just misses the 10 of Tony Kanaan. Unfortunately, Scott Dixon is right there, up and over the front of the car. Car hits on the top of the wall. The safety cell on these cars, guys, I can't tell you how strong they are. An awful accident, but as we saw, Scott Dixon right there, hands away from the steering wheel. We saw him get out, and when we first went to this frame, when we first saw this accident, you heard some roar from the crowd, and that was because they knew that Scott Dixon was okay.
What happened with your car? It looked like we were talking about some suspension issue in the front.
I'm not sure about that. We ended up a couple of laps down. We ran out of fuel in the first stint, so that kind of put us a couple of laps down. And yeah, we were out there just trying to pick off some laps and see if we get some yellows and maybe try and salvage something from a race. And Hunter Ray comes, gets a run on me. I lift to let him go, try and be the nice guy, and he moves right over on me and puts me out in all the grey and all the marbles, and rest is history. And he causes a massive accident. So to say I'm unhappy is an understatement.
A little bit of contact. Scott Dixon, it looks like, down low.
It's the 2 Ganassi cars, the 2 NTT data cars. Dixon low, Kanaan high.
He bounced off of both cars, Townsend. I think he had contact and then got off the gas so hard and probably got on the brake, and the rear end just went away from him. This is a good view here.
He gets a good run down the back straightaway. He's going to pop to the inside. Kanaan had a good run to the high side. Oh, yeah. I think you should ricochet.
We're going to have a yellow. The good news is Alexander Rossi's okay. The bad news is you were in a bad situation going into 3.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, our car started off when we were struggling a little bit, but then as the high line started to come in, our car actually came to us. So it's unfortunate because the car was getting good and the track was coming in. I think it was going to turn out to be a pretty decent night. But yeah, I went to pass Tony on the inside of 3, and Scott made it 3 wide, and there's there's 2 lanes here, but there's not 3.
And you were starting to make the top work for your car.
Yeah, no, I was getting really excited because like I said, we struggled in the beginning, but then I went up high a couple times and it was starting to work and was moving our way back up. And then to have that happen so early is unnecessary and unfortunate.
All right, we'll see you at Elkhart Lake. Kevin?
I'm just going to get straight to the point. What happened from your point of view? We're going to show you a replay of the crash.
I think I definitely move a little bit to the right. There's a little bump there, and I was trying to avoid, and
This is the incident with Rossi first.
Yeah, that I don't know. I mean, I guess I'm getting blamed about everything, so that's 3 wide right there. So
Hinchcliffe backed out in the drivers' meeting today. The drivers were warned and reminded as they nearly come together.
There it goes. Oh, that's the big one. That's the big one. Big crash.
Oh boy. Hildebrand, Jones. Hinchcliffe. Oloshin. And then many others up front. This and Hunter Ray is about as big as we ever see in IndyCar.
Little oil fire there for Hunter Ray on the headers, and you can see the frustration from, I think that's either Conor, Daly, or Munoz. The front and rear was knocked off.
Well, we knew it was going to happen at some point. He came off turn 2 and got down on the side draft of Tony Kanaan, touched his back tire with his front tire, and then got into it looked like he got into a tank slapper kind of back and forth.
How smart does Max Chilton look right now?
Wow. Just moments ago, he went down to have a word with Tony Kanaan.
And I don't think he was saying good luck.
He's obviously very upset. He's had a rough month since Indy. He's wrecked now 3-4 cars, and it's been a really active race tonight with Kanaan.
I want to get Chip Ganassi's view on this. Chip, you've seen the replay, or we can show it to you now. What do you think? Was this Tony's fault?
Well, Katie, you know, first of all, I want to say this is the kind of racing we're trying to avoid. And you had the 5-car out there. That 5-car crashed in the pit lane, was trying to crash all night, and he stuck his nose in that situation right there. Why didn't the 5-car just stay right there? Okay, instead, he gets pushed down to Tony, and everybody knows going into turn 3, there's an undulation to pavement. It's damn hard to keep these cars going straight, and these guys want to take it 3 wide with 100 laps to go. I got no understanding why.
Are you saying anything to Tony right now?
No, he's got the car turned off. We can't talk to him.
All right, we heard Chip's view.
You were very adamant, very upset on the radio. With who?
Tony. It's a shame, man. I mean, he's the most experienced guy in this kind of racing, and you know, unfortunately, Texas isn't what it was. It's gone back to what it used to be, what we got away from. You know, I got to run off of 2 here. If you look now, he's 2.5 car widths to our right, or to our left, sorry, and then just drove me straight into McHale. We were 3 wide. Either his spotter didn't tell him we were 3 wide, or he didn't care. Which I find hard to believe because Tony doesn't race like that. So it was really surprising to see him keep. I mean, look how far away from me he is, and he just goes right. I don't know if he knows the corner's left. You know, it's such a shame, man. I mean, it turned into way more of a pack race than we've had here in a long time, which unfortunately leads to situations like this. A lot of good cars taken out. Glad everybody's okay, but we had such a good car, man. We got that penalty earlier for the pit lane thing, and I'm gutted for Elio. That was really unfortunate. You know, he came right out in front of me all the way to the fast lane. I tried to go around him and looped it. Rookie mistake and took a good car out. I feel bad for those guys. But then we were racing our way back up to the lead lap. You know, we were side by side with Will for the front of the field, and we were coming back up. You know, I think we got ourselves up to 5th. I mean, the car was awesome. The Aero Electronics car was incredible. That last pit stop from the Schmidt-Peterson Motorsport guys was great. It's just super frustrating at the end of the day that was going so well like that.
I want to get your reaction. Chip Ganassi just said a moment ago that maybe you should have lifted because you were in the middle of 3 wide. What's your thought on that?
I think it's adorable. You know, I wasn't the last guy to the 3 wide. If anybody, if he wants to play that game, McHale probably should have lifted, being the last guy to the party. But Tony turned right into a left-hand corner, so it's a shame. We wrecked a lot of good race cars, and he got away with it. I mean, he was involved in the Rossi deal. I didn't see that one totally, but I know he was involved in it. He got away with this one. It's like I said, he doesn't normally race like that. I don't know what happened.
Dale Coyne, he went down and gave Tony Kanaan a piece of his mind after the crash. What was your perspective, kid?
There was nothing I could do. Honestly, they tangled in front. And, you know, Inch started speeding and I had nowhere to go. Just a bummer because, obviously, I mean, we were very fast. We could have fought for the win, but more than anything, I wanted to finish the race for my return. And I think I raced this way all night. I raced hard, but I really had the checkered flag in mind, and I wanted to have a solid finish. So I'm kind of pissed off. You know, I really wanted to see the end of the race, but I think we can be proud, you know. We represented Seb pretty well, who is recovering. Get well soon, Seb. We really did our best. I think, yeah, we showed a lot for this race, but I'm just, yeah, I'm a bit sad it ended this way.
Another big one.
Yeah. I think I have to apologize to Hinch. I move up a little bit for sure, and I hate to do that. I mean, definitely it was not on purpose. Yeah. And we got tangled, so it's a shame. I mean, obviously, that's not the way I drive. I don't like to crash people. We got a penalty. We got a penalty. We paid the penalty, and we raced back. So it is what it is.
And even a second with that penalty, Kevin.
Love this view. On board with Graham Rahal, the helmet cam. 219-mile-an-hour average lap. Loses a position to Sato. Look at Sato, boy. Sato, boy!
Oh! And he hung on to it.
What is Chaves doing? He just hit me.
That was Gabby Chaves coming through in the 88 for Harding Racing.
I don't know if Graham had any idea somebody was coming through. I'm not sure Chaves hit Graham as much as Graham tried to turn in and to grab the toe and didn't realize Chaves was there.
And he had nothing from his spotter either. I think it all happened so quick. Chaves was in the draft behind Sato, just following in line, and
Graham just had no idea anybody was inside. We were listening to the radio. I think we would have heard it. Wonder if the spotter has an issue.
Power stays out in front. That's Dixon right behind him. Sato in the second blue car. Kanaan is the third blue car running in fourth. Sato coming to the bottom side of Scott Dixon, and they turn. Dixon goes around. Sato goes around. Power's in front.
Oh.
Well, you knew it was going to happen at some point. They were absolutely driving like maniacs.
Scott Dixon is going to be furious, as he should be.
Conor Daly also collected.
I wonder if they'll call a red now and do a green-white checker, or they're just going to get this over with. And right now, Will Power's in front, and the guy who everybody was mad at was Tony Kanaan in second. Chilton, heavy damage.
To the top of the hour, and then you will see F1 qualifying from Canada in its entirety. As we see Scott Dixon, good to see that he's okay.
Yeah, but he's not very happy because he didn't want to talk, and that's not like him. So he probably did like his mom said, if you don't have anything nice to say about somebody, don't say it. So he went home. We were just talking about it's too bad that wasn't all concrete, but the grass got you.
Yeah, it was just an unfortunate situation that I had nowhere to go. I had a car in front, I had a car on the right side, and all I could go is just straight cut to the grass, and where it's bottomed out and the car hooked up, and there's nothing I could do for that.
Looked like you're having fun before that.
It was a little bit crazy, but it was a fun. It was a great show on the night, and really, really unfortunate that we couldn't finish the race.
Well, get some sleep. He's flying to Japan, Marty, to celebrate the Indy 500.
Let's watch from on board. Rossi get wide.
Well, you're certainly not going to make it without front wing. That corner is so downforce sensitive, so you
sure
knock some of that downforce off and you're just going to go straight.
It sure looked like to me Rossi moved over on Kanaan, possibly payback for what happened earlier in the race where Rossi thought Kanaan drove him wide. But that's a dangerous place to play that game of doggy-dog, chicken.
Side by side, who's going to lift?
Mano.
How fast is he going there? You know, this is a road course, and they're
going 170 right
exactly. You're talking oval speeds.
He's got to come catch a flight soon, but we want to ask him about this contact with Tony Kanaan.
Well, I had the front wing failure at this point, so he had a huge run on me. And yeah, clipped the back of me, and it's really unfortunate. I'm glad he's okay.
And that's it from Alex. Robin?
This was a bit frightening and disturbing.
Very big crash for Tony Kanaan. We couldn't find him after the race. He has left the track, but that is a huge crash. Lucky he didn't get hurt. Oh! These two have been fighting each other. I think Pagenaud just gave him a hip check.
Oh, Hunter gives it right back.
So I hope we get a replay of that. I think Pagenaud was quite annoyed by how hard it was to get by. He gave him a little side check, and Hunter Ray gave it back, but I think Pagenaud might be damaged now.
In a country that loves hockey, they're certainly embracing the lifestyle and the sporting spirit.
Race control has to determine if anyone goes to the penalty box.
Pagenaud on the push to pass. The door is open. He moved over into him, it looked like, for really no reason.
Gave him a little fade.
He got it back.
Well, Hunter Ray had been doing the impossible as we see it from another angle. Hunter Ray trying to hold on with less fuel available to burn and less push to pass. He did a good job of holding off Newgarden, Pagenaud.
Now you had some very spirited racing with Ryan Hunter Ray, some wheel-to-wheel action there. What's your take on some of those battles?
Yeah, no, I thought it was he was very clean. You know, I got the inside way before that. I got the inside on the straightaway, and he left enough room so I could go through, which I thought was really clean. And then got sucked in a bit on the braking. We touched, and then there I bogged down. The engine just bogged down, and we touched on the exit. But that's nothing. That's racing.
Now, Townsend Bell and Paul Tracy pointed out that when you get in those very tight situations, you have a knack of making sure you keep your car in one piece. When it comes to a championship, that can be very important, as you learned last year.
Ryan Hunter Ray, good job. But the whole race came down to one of the most entertaining parts was you and Pagenaud banging into each other a couple times, and you almost had him, and then what happened?
Yeah, he gave me a nudge going by, and I thought, all right, I'm going to get back by you, and I got back by him, gave him a nudge back. It was fun. But I was loose the whole day in turn 6. I lost a spot earlier in the day there, and then holding Pagenaud off. I got in there pretty deep and just lost the rear. I'm lucky I kept it off the wall. He got by me, and then he was quite a bit quicker than we were, but I think I would have been able to hold him off. All in all, a good day for Andretti Autosport, 2-4-6. You know, considering we started 16th, it's a pretty good day.
Kimball pops down low, can't get Munoz there for 9th.
But Daly will get a run coming off the corner. He got checked up. Daly is right there. Big block. That will definitely get looked at by the chief steward. So that was a huge defensive maneuver on the back straightaway.
That did not appear to me to be done first. Was that? I want to see this again before I really comment, but that seemed to be
Connor Daly moves. 50-50. You could make an argument that Kimball was just going right as Daly was going, but I think Kimball knew exactly when Daly was going to pop.
How did he get away with that? Reactionary blocking. What an idiot.
I think the Irish,
Daly, by the way,
the Irish American just got very Irish.
Now I got to ask you, you had some pretty hard battles with Elio Castroneves, but more notably with Charlie Kimball. What happened there?
Well, I mean, you know, I won't say anything bad about him, but it was just sort of one of those really late moves that, you know, on an oval, it's just not great to do. I mean, everyone's racing hard. It's obviously tough on a short oval to make ground. But yeah, I mean, that could have ruined my race right there. You know, I thought the wing was gone into the next corner, but it was still there. So thank you, Chevy, for making strong pieces. But yeah, I mean, in the end, I'm just happy to be here and just hope I can be here for many more races.
Dixon has fallen back a little bit in 3rd position, but has been able to keep Castroneves
he's got to
behind him.
He's got to run.
Pagenaud will try to defend on the low line.
Whoa, he's stuffing it in. Oh my God. Pagenaud way up high.
The two Penske drivers touch, and Josef Newgarden goes back to the front to the inside of Simon Pagenaud.
And look at Dixon. Dixon's going to take over 2nd now.
And it was fight night here at Gateway Motorsports Park for Josef Newgarden and Josef, not just against the rest of the field, but more specifically your teammates.
Yeah, it's probably appropriate with everything that's going on tonight, you know, with the McGregor and Mayweather fight, but it was an awesome race. You know, I'm so proud of the whole number 2 crew. I'm proud of Team Penske. I mean, they build the best race cars on the planet, and so it's a pleasure to be a part of the group and win again in the PPG car. You know, the first time we had them on, we won at Mid-Ohio, and it seems like we got a little bit more mojo again here with having them. So I hope they enjoyed it. I hope the fans enjoyed it. We had an awesome race. I felt like it was. You know, it was a lot about strategy and fuel saving, and then a good battle with Simon at the end. So, you know, that's what we had tonight.
You could see by the body English, not happy with that move by Newgarden.
Quick question, Jan. And listen, that was a fantastic race for Team Penske. We had fantastic cars. Sorry about Will at the beginning of the race. It was a real shame. The move, you know, I don't know what to say. I don't have anything nice to say, so I'm not going to say it. But yeah, fantastic job from the number 1 team, Menards and Chevy, for such a dominant performance. But yeah, it's disappointing.
Josef said that he felt like there was room, that there was somewhat of a door open. Your opinion?
There was room with me. Anybody else, he would be in the fence right now.
All right, a very frustrated Simon Pagenaud. Obviously, on fight night, not every fighter has the same opinion.
Wow.